Yes, thank you. Welcome back to Oprah. Today, for Oprah's Book Club selection, we are talking about the classical author Jane Austen. Today we are joined by world's best book critic, Lauren Duvall. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
First, can you tell me a little bit about her books and how they compare and contrast between each other?
Well, all of the books have young female girls around 17 to 20 years old in them. They're all trying to find a husband, and each book takes place in the 19th century in England. Each book has a different set of characters as well. All of the books have young female characters in them who range in ages from about 17 to 20 years old, and each of them are trying to find a husband. Each book has a different set of characters, and all of the stories take place in England in about the 19th century. The reading level is generally rated as medium to difficult because there's lots of descriptions and a large range of big vocabulary words. Themes go as usually. The universal themes in these books are unexpected love, because the characters who are trying to find a Prince Charming usually find it in someone that they least expected to find it in.
Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Welcome back. Our second guest is none other than Jane's #1 fan, Monica Rossi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming today, Monica.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So, can you tell me a little bit about the books you have with you today?
Oh my goodness, of course. I love Jane Austen. I am, of course, her #1 fan and the president of the Jane Austen Book Club. So, I would just like to share with you just a few of my favorites. There's too many to choose from. But I brought a few. This is Pride and Prejudice. Awesome book. I've read, I don't even know how many times I've read it. I can't even remember. But don't judge a book by its cover, alright? It is very interesting. Okay? Next, I brought Emma. Another great book. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. Emma is awesome. I've read this book probably about 7 times. I've counted. It is a little thicker, so it's kind of harder to get through. It's a little more difficult reading level, but you will love it, I promise. Now, I've also brought Sense and Sensibility. Awesome book, really thick. Don't be nervous. Jane Austen's a wonderful writer. You'll zip right through it. All of her romance is just wonderful. Wonderful books. And last but not least, I brought Northanger Abbey. A little thinner. You might like this one if you don't have as much time. You got all those little kids at home. So if you really want to read Jane Austen, but you want to read something a little thinner, I would go with Northanger Abbey.
Okay, well thanks. And you said you were the president of Jane Austen's book club.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your book club.
Well, we dress up in clothes from the 19th century, and we act out scenes from all of her books. And there are currently around 2,000 members, both in America and Britain, because she was from Britain, as we all know. And we are always accepting new members, so if anyone would like to get a hold of us, that's perfectly great. We would love to have you. And we meet at least twice a month to keep up with our Jane Austen reading. So it's a great time. You should all consider joining. I'm Monica Rossi, #1 fan of Jane Austen, so president of the Jane Austen Book Club.
Well, now why do you love Jane so much? What is it about her?
What isn't there to love about Jane Austen? Just wonderful things to say about her. All of her books are romance, and I just love romance almost as much as I love Jane Austen, so.
Well, thank you. And now, do you have a favorite book that you'd recommend?
A favorite? That's like choosing a favorite child. I can't choose a favorite book.
Well, that's great. But today, we have a special surprise for you.
Oh my goodness. What is it? What is John Travolta here? John Travolta is here. Where is he? Bring him out. Bring him out, John. John.
Okay. She is all the way from Britain, from the 19th century.
No.
It's Jane Austen.
No. Where is she?
Oh, she's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Jane, come out.
Oh my gosh, there she is! No, this isn't her. This is not her. This is John Travolta dressed up as Jane.
It's me.
No.
It's her.
No, she's real. I'm touching her. I'm hugging her. Oh my god, it's Jane Austen.
Oprah. Monica, we're gonna have to ask you to leave now.
Leave? She just got here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll talk backstage, okay? I'll be waiting. I'm #1 fan, Jane Austen Book Club president. I'll be there, okay?
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, hello, Jane.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
There's no problem.
Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood?
Well, I was born in December, in 1775, in England, and my family was lower class, but we still owned our own land, so we were very fortunate. And I had 6 brothers, and only one older sister, Cassandra, and we got along very well.
So what made you decide to start writing?
Well, I was very educated, and my father owned a very large library, and he always let us read his books. And then I began to write poems and stories, and often plays for my family's amusement to watch. And then I began to write seriously, and to write for profit in the 1790s.
So how many books have you written?
I have finished 6 novels, including ones that you saw earlier.
And since most of the books we found out are about romance, have you ever gotten married?
Well, I was engaged once, but then I declined the proposal the next day.
Well, thank you for coming, Jane.
Thank you
It's
for
been a
having me.
pleasure. Well, we've had quite a day with all our guests. Thanks for watching Oprah.